What's going on YouTube? Nathan here with Mixed Fitness, and today we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to be working on my Nissan Altima 2004, and we're going to replace the sway bar, and we're going to replace the strut. Alright, and a few things you're going to need, and I'm going to show you to you right now. So you're going to need a couple wedges, I guess, to keep the car from rolling. You're going to need one sway bar, you get that from AutoZone. You're going to need your strut, of course, for the car. You're going to need two jacks, and I'll tell you why, because I don't have a garage. You're going to need a couple sockets, 21, 17, 19, and 14. Torque wrench, a couple wrenches, 17 and 19 millimeter. Penetrating oil, a hammer like Thor, maybe a vice grip, a couple gloves, water because it's hot as hell out here, and some beats. My little beat box, there it is right there, the music. Before you start taking off the tires, you got to put your little bracers here, or wedges, in the back of the tire, just like that. Too easy. Alright? One. The second thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put your jack where it's supposed to go so you can raise the car. But don't raise it yet. Just gonna position it, alright? Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna loosen the bolts. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Loosen, but don't take them all the way off. One, like that. There you go. Boom. Now once you get the bolts loose from here, you want to raise the car. This might be the most suckiest part. I don't want to have my butt to the camera. Once you have the car raised, finish taking off the bolts. And take off the tire. Them Brembo brakes. So this here is your strut. This little springy thing looking thing. Alright? It's connected to the wheel thingy thing right there. All right, so first thing you're gonna do is remove 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right, so in order to move this, you're gonna need a 17 millimeter socket, and you're gonna need a 19 millimeter wrench. So 19 millimeter is gonna go on this right here, this nut right there, and then this is gonna go on the bolt. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Mixed Fitness, and that helps hold the bolt in place. Makes life a whole lot easier. And you're gonna do the same thing for the one on the bottom too. Sorry, you're gonna do the same thing for the one on the bottom too. With all my might. Oh shit. You're gonna need some muscle on this, just to let you know. Now for demonstration purposes only, I already removed this bolt already here, but just in case you don't know how to do it, this is a sway bar. So what I'm gonna do is you put your 19 millimeter wrench right here, and then you put your 17 millimeter socket right there and hold that bolt in place, and then turn it to release it off. Okay, too easy? I thought so. Before you take these bolts off, you need to release your brake line, alright? So release your brake line, and all you do is you get a screwdriver or a wrench, you place it right there, and then you knock it until it falls off. Ouch! I hit my hand. Alright, anyway, just knock it till it falls off. Too easy. And then release your brake line without cutting it. Boom. Free! There you go. See, too easy. Also, if you need to, these bolts are really hard to get out, so get your hammer or your mallet or whatever, and just by Odin's will, knock it out. It didn't come out all the way, so you gotta hit it like a manly man. Bam! Well, hit the bottom too. Bam! Bam! Anyway, you get my drift. Manly man. Hit it back in. Gotta wiggle a little bit, alright? Boom! And it comes right off. Hit the other one, and it comes right off. See how easy it comes off? There you go. Comes right off like a charm, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. Yay! Wiggle a little bit. All right, find the nuts to these. And always put your nuts back on. These nuts right here. Alright, never mind. Moving on. Once we have the nuts and bolts taken off, now we just wiggle this part right here and release it from the thingamajig. Just like that. Alright, see the space right there? And we're not gonna release it all the way, and I'm gonna show you why. Let's go to the top. This is the top of the strut right here. We got 3 screws we gotta take off. 1, 2, and 3. Using your 14 millimeter socket, it's gonna easily take those off like so. See how easy that comes off? Maybe because I had this so much awesome leverage. Too easy. I think my Yorkie can do this actually. Once the nuts up here are removed, now the tricky part is taking the actual strut off. All you do is slide it over and it just drops right down. Oh, there it is, right there. Here it is, your strut. That's what supports your car. And you can tell this one is a little old, a little jacked up. So here's a video of the old sway bar versus the new sway bar. Now since we got the strut off, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the sway bar, putting one here. Now you don't always have to take your sway bar off, okay? But I didn't have one on this side, so I had to put one on this side. Okay. 17mm wrench and 17mm socket, and do the exact same thing. Right, tight, lefty, loosey. I like my stuff on that tight. Let's take some really good abs. Alright, so it's in there. Sway bar moves up and down, bada bing, bada boom. Alright, so we got a sway bar here. You got these 3 screws. Make sure you remove these screws so you can slide it back up into the socket. Now you always know which sway bar you're going to put on which side, because on here you can see it says L, meaning left. Alright, so you can't get confused, and if you do, you'll know by the time you're finished. Putting this, oh my bad, this is part that sucks, putting this mug right back into where we got it from. Alright, so as I'm saying, airborne, hit the hole, pole man, hit the hole. Oh, and I almost got it. So once you get in there, try to screw one in there. Screw the other in there. One nut's not in there yet, but that's okay. We'll straighten it out in a minute. Once you get your bolts secure, now you want to tighten them up and torque them to about 30. About 30. That should be good. 30 pounds. So once we got the strut put back here, now it's a matter of getting everything put back to place. Now you're gonna put our bolts back in the same way we got them. Bada bang, bada boom. Lift this up just like that and kind of wiggle it in there a little bit. Now if giving you problems, get Minyor, your Thor's Mighty Hammer. There you go. Put these nuts back on. Make sure they're on straight. You want strip. You don't really want these to strip right now. Remember, get your 17-inch socket and your 19-inch wrench. Place like there, so tighten it up. I like to put these around 80 pounds. That should be tight enough. All right, now we put our brake line back on. Like that. Little piece of it. All right, remember, this lip goes up. Come in here, so and it's a little tough to get in. If it's giving you problems, you can always turn the wheel and then get your nice little angle, a little bit more leverage, and hammer it in. Boom. All right, so once you get that on, you're gonna turn the wheel back to the other side, and then you're gonna put your sway bar back on. Now remember how I had us put on 2 jacks, because if you have the other jack down, then this sway bar is not going to have any kind of give to it. So you want to be able to move up and down with this, so you can put it into like this little hole right there. All right, so boom, bada bing, pow. All right, too easy. And then just grab your nut and put it right on the bolt, like so, and it will go. So remember, you're going to take your 19mm wrench and you're going to take your 17mm socket, and you're gonna go to work. Yep, there you go. Hey, how you doing? Neighbor. Struts on, sway bars on. Now we gotta do is put the tire on. Now that we got the tire on, tighten them up, but don't torque it yet until we get the actual wheel on the ground. So, turn my head backwards. All right, so give or take, that process took about maybe 3 to 4 hours. Now, you can say you finally did it. It wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy either, because the bolts was the toughest part. Anyway, that was it. And the reason why I did this video, because, you know, like in most cases, bugs flying over place. Like most cases, you only get one car. All right, just like you get only one body. Okay, so make sure you do maintenance on your body like you would do maintenance on your car, because if you don't take care of that problem while it's existing, it can get worse and tear up the rest of your car. Just like if you have a weak shoulder or something and you don't get it taken care of, it can travel somewhere else to the part of the body, will make things worse for you and more expensive for you. So, you know, they're all one and the same. So take care of your body because you only have one. Alright, I'm Nathan Mixon. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. My hands are dirty, I'm hungry to the mug, and I think that counts as a workout for today. So anyway, thank you for watching. Peace. It's put back in place. Now it's time to put the tire back on. Why do they make these things so heavy? Oh, there's one.